and welcome to Add More Zest. And my name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 22nd of December, everybody. Oh, I can't believe how close we are to finishing. So, we are doing what I am pretty much as sure can be is the last of the background colour today. I do have my advent calendar, which sounds like diamonds again. Let's have a look, see? Oh, it is. And I have some black round ABs for this one. So you can see they've got sort of, they look blue on the top when it's a black AB. So we've got those today. They look sort of bluey purple. And then I'm using a pen today. This is a fish pen. This was gifted to me by Stacey. It does have an all-inclusive tip, so I am on wax. I have sort of refilled it, but I'm on wax today, and I'm going to use the zesty tray in pink because it matches the fish. So why not, is what I thought. And the pink tray actually matches one of these pinks rather well, if I remember rightly. So that'll be fun when it comes to putting that colour on. But I've got quite a few blue ones in there. So let's zoom in, see if I need to move my easel. I have tucked the diamond painting underneath my easel. So when I do move it now, I am going to make sure that I lift my easel up before putting it down, because I do not want to drag my diamonds and potentially move them off the canvas. That is not my plan. I don't plan to ruin the diamond painting that I haven't quite yet finished, because we have a couple more days. Oh, I do love the way these diamonds just, I can put them up to each other and they still line up, so they're just touching, which means they fill the space really nicely. Okay, let's get through some of these questions. So, questions / comments. So Helen, this is a message. Helen has written a message to Tigress Unicorn. She said that she has seen a lot of people selling the toolkits in bulk on Etsy or eBay, etc. Some people make things and personalise the pens, so it tends to be those people that will often buy your excess toolkits. So maybe that is an option if you have a few as well. Unless, of course, you've given them all to a school or something already. Lady Dax said she got another tub of round ABs on the 13th. She got pale pink. She said, Rebecca, I think it would be a great idea for you to do an Add More Zest advent calendar next year. She said, while I agree that the catered one was worth the cost, she'd much rather have one from us. Oh, thank you. She says, plus her daughter has no idea what she would put in the boxes if she tried to refill this one. So if she kept hold of the catered one once it'd been emptied and refilled it. So she says she's going to fill it for her for next year. That means she'll be looking out for another diamond painting one for her. Yeah. She said, did that make sense? Yes, it did. Your daughter will be in the market to buy you another diamond painting advent calendar. It is something I'm liking the idea of. I do keep seeing things that I think, oh, that would be good. So it is something that may well happen. But I'm not going to make any promises until we get to the point that we can potentially do them. They will be a limited thing, probably. I suppose a lot depends on what sort of items we can put in them. Because if they don't sell, of course, we'd need to probably sell the items out of it. So, and I want to have a look at packaging and all that sort of stuff and how we could package it nicely and make it work. But it's mulling around in my head. We'll see if it comes to fruition. I've got a year. Well, I've got a bit less than a year, but I have got a bit to sort it out. Lady Dax also says she was doing Captain America alongside Zesty Wolf, but she said, alas, he's now in the bin and the drills are in her spares. She said it was just too awful to do. It's only the second canvas that she's ditched in about 3 years. She said, so her friend is getting a pair of boots for Yule instead. No longer getting a diamond painting. Well, if you weren't happy to gift it, that probably is the best thing to do. I think I've had a couple that I've been very, very close to ditching, getting rid of, potentially even throwing away. I think I'm just a little bit too stubborn to actually throw it away though and not finish it first. Which is probably only to my own detriment, but it's about time my stubbornness affected me, I think. Tammy Lee said, Rebecca, thank you for doing the Advent. You're welcome. She says, loving the Zesty Wolf. She says she'll definitely take part in the next one, whenever it is. Probably June. She says she's going to do the Sleepy Fox from Fan Cells while she's listening. Well, you're still diamond painting, so I class that as taking part. Doesn't have to be doing exactly the same one. Doesn't have to be just doing one picture. Taking part counts. Ina. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I got two comments there mixed up. So let me try them again. I read half of one and half of another. So, Tamily says, thank you for doing the Advent. She's doing her own pick, not Zesty Wolf. She says she sits in her craft room listening to the Advent vlog and she diamond paints. It's her Zen time. And then Maria says she's looking forward to her parcel. She's loving the Zesty Wolf, and it's Maria who will definitely take part in the next one, whenever it is. She's doing the Sleepy Fox from Fan Cells. So apologies, Tamily and Maria, I got you muddled up there and read out half of one and half of another. See, I can't always read the comments and diamond paint at the same time. It doesn't always go well. Well, I class you both as taking part. Ina said, in our house, Formula One is also happening, she said. They're very glad that Max won. She said she is sorry for the Hamilton fans. She said this final race, she lives in the Netherlands and it was crazy here, she said. Yeah, the whole Max or Hamilton sort of debate went on in this house for quite a while. I don't know enough about it. I know I'm happy that Max won, but I don't know enough about the rules as to say whether I agree with the decision or not. So let's not go there. Jeanette said, thank you for your thoughts on not necessarily looking forward to Christmas. She said it took a lot of pressure off for her. Oh, I am glad. You don't need to, as I've said before, you don't need to necessarily feel as though, you have to be all gung-ho. It will come eventually. She says, this year life happens, so I do not have the time or the energy to enjoy the thought of it. When you said it was okay to not be in the Christmas spirit before Christmas Eve, she had to pause for a while and maybe we'll wait until next year to be filled with joy and excitement. She said it was so nice to get the approval in quotes. She thanks Rebecca, I needed it. Well, I'm glad that helped. As I say, Christmas spirit can come and can go. It can be delayed. And all you can do is enjoy it when it's there and don't beat yourself up when it's not. Because, as you say, life happens. And especially with the last couple of years we've had, as a whole wide world, the last couple of years that we've had, it can definitely affect, times when you expect everything to be jolly. And it's not always the case. It doesn't always happen that way. Just enjoy your happy moments when you've got them, whether they're Christmassy ones or not. Denise said, Denise has given us an update with Evermoment. They have now decided to just do poured glue. They've continued to get a lot of feedback from customers with problems with the double-sided adhesive, and they've decided it isn't worth the trouble of offering both. Fair point. I like the poured glue. I think the manufacturing process, actually getting customers' orders ready and all that sort of stuff would be affected if you're offering two different types. And sometimes the more labour intensive things / the not as good customer feedback things, you do just need to accept and in effect ditch, don't you? You can't please everybody. And sometimes you just have to make those hard decisions. And they'll have made the decision that's right for them. And if it isn't the right decision for them, I'm sure they'll review it and potentially change it again. But for me, I'd be ordering poured glue over double-sided tape if I had the choice between the two. I would always pick the poured glue anyway. I much prefer it. And I think after, doing a few paintings and doing a few of each type, you do get your favourite. And I do think, in general, from discussions I've seen happen, comments from people, the poured glue definitely tends to be in the very high percentage that people prefer it. If they could do poured glue with some type of opaque cover, I think that would potentially, please people even more. If there could be some way of doing the poured glue, but you could get an opaque cover on it, or maybe purchase something by the roll that could become an opaque cover. I know you can get, parchment paper for it, but it's still slightly see-through. I think if you could get something, that didn't show much of the design through light cover paper, but wasn't quite as thick, so it could be rolled. And you could use that to put it on. I've not found anything that works that way. It either tends to be as thick as cover paper or not, and I haven't found cover paper on the likes of a roll. If anybody knows of a product that can be used on a roll and doesn't allow you to see the bulk of the image behind it, then do let me know, because that would be very interesting. And that would also be a lot better if it did come to mystery paintings and things. Christina says, can I ask a question? She said, when you have a toolkit and when you have beads, she said, can you change the beads to different colours even though it's not the colours on the sheet? So I'm guessing that's on about changing the diamonds for an alternative colour. I think some of that does depend on how much you're changing the diamond colour and whether you're doing a round or a square. I think those two things can make a big difference. The reason I'm saying that is So for example here, this is for black. If I were to put a blue on top of that black there, you can still see a little bit of the black around the outside. So if you were changing the colour quite dramatically from a light to a dark or a dark to a light, then you would still see what colour it was supposed to be behind it on a round diamond painting. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but it might give a different look than what you're after. If you're doing it on a square, then yeah, because you don't end up seeing any of the background by the time you're finished. So you could completely change a colour if you wanted to. The other thing you may have to bear in mind if you were changing something that was shaded. So for example, the pink in the ear here is shaded. It's whether you could get the right balance of shading to change the pinks to another colour and still have that, you know, different colour look that you're after. That's the only other thing to sort of bear in mind. But yeah, it's your painting. Most of the time when I have occasionally done any changes, I tend to change them to the likes of AB diamonds that are the same colour as the diamond should have been, but they do have an extra coating on them that makes them slightly, well, gives them sort of an iridescent type look. That's the change that I tend to do. But that is, you know, that's kind of an easy change as well. But yeah, it can be done. How easy it is and how it will look will depend on the colours that you're changing and the canvas that you're working on. Anna Dion said, I must say, she said she's very disappointed. She said she had no idea that mystery boxes were available. She said, did you announce them anywhere? She says, I guess I'll have to start checking your shop constantly if I ever want to get any new items. Oh, I am sorry you missed them. They were sort of a very quick and impromptu. They were announced on the Add More Zest shop page and the Instagram page. So they were announced on both of our pages. I'm pretty sure the post was shared in the group as well. We did some very limited edition mystery boxes to try and clear out some of the diamond paintings that I have in the house. So they're from recent unboxings and things. But they did sell out probably in less than half an hour, I think it may have been, and they did all go. It wasn't, you know, it's not a launch of a new product or anything like that. So new products, we do announce the time and the date that they're going to launch so that everybody has the chance for those limited editions. The mystery boxes, we didn't. We just announced them on the shop page, so you'd need to be on that. It is a little bit of luck with that. But we do feel that we need to offer those two sort of different ways. So there's the shop launches, you know, the main items, there's a time, there's a place, you go there, that time, that place, and they're available, not necessarily for long, but they are there. The mystery items is a bit more hit and miss, so it will catch some people and not others. But it is a little bit of luck, I suppose, in that. So I am sorry that you didn't get one. There will be more, and then there will be giveaways in the new year as well. We may continue to do them alongside giveaways. A lot of that will depend on how many diamond paintings are about and need to move out the house. Because a giveaway tended to be the equivalent of a mystery box, but of course we paid postage for them as part of the giveaway. And we'll continue to do that. We just can't do that on the same volume as diamond paintings are coming in. So yeah, I'm sorry that you did miss out, Anna, but there is no time or date for mystery boxes. Once we have a little bit of spare time, if we manage to get some ready and together, we put them up. And it's first come, first served for those. Tammy has said that she's found that a lot of schools and centres will take the toolkits as donations. So that's a few different ideas of potentially selling them or giving them to schools or centres, just so that they get reused, recycled, and a little bit of love. Laura said thanks again for the wonderful waffle. She doesn't think that we lost too much when my memory card went. So my memory card saved on me and I didn't hear it on the 13th. I didn't hear the click when it saved. So I must have missed a little bit while it normally takes a minute or two for my camera to turn off after inactivity. And it took a couple of minutes. I heard the camera turning off. She doesn't think she lost too many. She said, I was still on the question about what you do with kits that come with paintings. You were also just about to top up your 310. Okay. Well, sometimes I do take a long time answering one question, so I'm glad I've not missed anybody's questions out, because that's not what this is all about. Laura also asks, she says, can I ask, what do you mean by white elephant? She said, is it like Secret Santa? It's sort of like Secret Santa-ish. It's a little bit harder and a little bit easier, and quite a bit of fun. So the idea is that whoever is taking part buys a gift that will potentially be liked by everybody in the group. So we did it with work. There was 8 of us, and we bought a gift that we thought would be liked by many or most of the group. That was the idea behind the present. What I then did is I actually used my little Tiny Decisions app. So I gave everybody around the table a number, used the Tiny Decisions app to pick a number for me, and that number became the first person to choose a present, and then it went round clockwise. So the idea is the first person chooses a present from all the presents in the middle. They open it, they let everybody see it, and then the second person can choose to either steal the present off the first person or open a present from the pile. If they steal somebody's present, then the person whose present is stolen then opens another present, or they can steal off somebody else. A present, I think, can only be stole 3 times in sort of the round. So there are a couple of little rules. You can type white elephant rules, and it just goes round the table until everybody has, got a present in their hands, and then the first person that chose can choose to keep their present that they've got, or they can steal a different one, for example. But yeah, it was quite fun. There was quite a bit of stealing of presents going on at our team meal. There was a couple of presents that definitely did a couple of different dances around the table, and attracted, quite a few people to go a pinching. But yeah, it was good. It was good fun. It was a little bit different, and yeah, so it's a little bit different to the normal Secret Santa where you pull a name out of the hat. And then you buy for that one person. That's what we were going to do originally, but then we did decide to do white elephant. It worked better, especially with the likes of COVID restrictions and things now. So if anybody didn't go, there wasn't going to be anybody that was without a present, because the only people that played were the people that brought presents, so there was none of that going on. I mean, in a way, that means that somebody that didn't go, hopefully they bought a white elephant present that they were happy to keep, because it was now theirs. And it stopped the whole playing the Secret Santa and everybody ending up knowing, you know, or working out who's got who, because who had who wasn't relevant. The idea was that you kept your present a secret until we got there. And there were a couple, you know, that we found out about, or a couple that were discussed. But there was enough surprise there that everybody enjoyed the excitement of seeing everybody else opening the presents, even if it wasn't one that ended up being theirs. There was a bit of fun involved in it, and I think of all the presents that were there, I think I would have been pretty much happy with any of them, to be fair. You know, it wasn't, they were all good. So there might have been a couple that I wouldn't have necessarily chosen, but I would have still been happy if I came home with them. So hopefully the family one will go down as well. I think so far, you know, the presents that have been purchased by our family for the white elephant, I think we are pretty happy if they do come back home again, which is always good, because there's 4 of us playing, so there's a chance we'll be bringing 1 or more of them home with us. But yeah, it's just a little bit different. Bit of fun. Oh. Corinne said she finished her niece's quilt sooner than she thought, so she's pulled a diamond painting from her stash. She said it's a 50 by 70 black and white horse. She's doing for her auntie. She said, and it's amazing what colours can make the grayscale. Oh yes, there's loads of them. There's greens and purples and all sorts of colours in a black and white photo. She said you wouldn't think it has 29 colours. She's not very happy with the quality of the 310 though, she said. It's quite gappy and they have little nubs on a lot of them. She prefers the gaps over the popping drills though, because you can't notice the gaps from that far away. I'll agree with you on that one. I had a bit of the popping drills with my Paint with Diamonds Grinch Christmas, and I'll agree that I think I prefer the slight gap to the popping. But if you have any other 310s, Corinne, in your spares, maybe mix them in with those bad ones and it will help to even it out a little bit. You'll have some nice ones and some of the smaller ones, and it might make your gaps less noticeable. So just throw them all together and mix them all up, provided you keep the square and round separate, of course, because you don't tend to get the shade difference with black. Black tends to be black in the diamond world. So yeah, try mixing some of your spares in with them and see if that makes the 310 a little bit nicer to work with. Lots of pink in this one. Okay. Paying a little bit of attention. Went quiet there while I tipped the diamonds into my pots. Got to make sure they fit. I've just noticed actually, you know, I've just finished the background colour. I've got that many left in that pot and I've got a full pot there. I think my spares are going to fill up. Amy, she said Royal Mail are working 24 hours. Yeah, does not surprise me. So Royal Mail is the UK postal service, a bit like USPS. That's our postal service, and Post is the Irish one. Yeah. So she says they're working 24 hours, but they're so busy now. She said it's been nice for her son, even though her partner didn't move much, she said. Yeah, it is a very, very busy time. I know somebody that does work, or I know somebody on Facebook that does work for Royal Mail. I do also know that they have very, very recently just got a lateral flow test come back in the not nice way. So they're going to need to do a full COVID-19 test, and I think all of that is really putting a strain on especially delivery services this close to Christmas. They're normally busy. They're extra busy in the fact that many of us don't want to go out shopping, or if we do, we try and limit the amount we go out shopping and order, more things online. It's just putting even more pressure on them. And then, of course, there's supply issues and all the rest of it. I think it's making it a bit tougher this year than even last year was. I really do. Amy said she also couldn't do glue dots. She uses blue tack, she says, and pick me up pens, which do contain like a blue tack. Pick me up pens have made one to have pink wax for special diamonds, and she has a wax pen for the big special ones for her cards. Because she had to put Thomas down, stop working on her Thomas painting, and get the cards finished off. Well, I hope you managed to get them all done and on their way. Healing Gamer, she, her, says they're loving this Advent series. They're coming back to diamond painting after a 1-year break. Fallen in love with diamond painting all over again. Yay! And love listening to my videos while they work. They find them very relaxing. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you found diamond painting again. I do agree that, it is a hobby that sometimes you either aren't in the mood, or you get out of the rhythm, or you just, lose that little bit of an edge for it. But it can come back. It can definitely come back. Margaret said, happy 13th of December. You can tell where I'm up to on the comments, getting further and further behind. There's some long whip and waffles in our future when I catch up. She says she agrees with me in regards to doing different paintings for the June waffle. She said it is nice to also see other paintings being completed. She says she's so glad that she has the chance to replay my videos. She does often, as she's trying to finish a diamond painting for Christmas, as well as the delightful Zesty Wolf. She said, thank you heaps. Oh, you're welcome. I've seen your little emojis popping up on videos that you've been watching. It's a nice little reminder as well, because there are a couple of subscribers now that pop little emoji comments on videos that they've watched, just to sort of say, and I've been here, rather than, a full comment that may or may not need a reply. And yeah, it's quite nice seeing the little emojis popping up and reminding me of videos that maybe I've done in the past and potentially forgotten about, or just reminiscing about a painting that I'm kitting up that they're watching, or de-kitting. It's quite nice, because I completely lose track of what videos I have in my YouTube. I forget half the time. Susan has said, well, we've crossed the halfway mark. She said this on the 13th. Crossed the halfway mark and are now into the back half. She says she's loving the way that Zesty Wolf looks. She's really regretting not getting him. Oh, I am sorry, Susan. She said the diamonds look like little pearls sometimes. Yes, they do. They're not quite faceted as much. She said, have you thought about licensing him to Diamond Art Studio for sale on their site? She said it would be chance to continue earning money on him, and let even more people enjoy doing this painting. Just a thought. It's not something that we've particularly discussed or anything in relation to it. It was just something that we did as sort of a limited edition for Christmas. I'm not sure whether that would be something that may or may not be done, but if it ever is, I'll let you know, so that you can have an opportunity to get him. She said she also missed the mystery boxes. She said she didn't know about it. She said she hopes it was a big success, and thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, it wasn't, the mystery boxes wasn't something that was planned to be, you know, released on any sort of certain day or anything. We just had quite a few paintings after doing the nursery Christmas fair. I needed the space in the house. I still need to sort out the big ones. I need the space in my house as well, so they need to go at some point. But there's no scheduled plan time or anything for those. If we do any more mystery boxes, they will just be announced on the page, Facebook and Instagram. This is the colour that matches the tray. They will just be announced on Instagram and Facebook on our shop page, and of course they will appear in the shop, and it'll be a matter of whenever, you know, they're ready and prepared and we find the time to do them, that they will go up. And we may continue to do them. It's basically normally the mystery boxes were a selection of 5 diamond painting items for £5, which basically just meets the sort of cost that we have involved in, you know, getting them prepared and ready, and then just the postage to wherever you live. We might do the big large paintings, we might do them as a smaller bundle, so it might be 3 paintings in that bundle. I'm not yet sure. I need to check the packaging for the large ones and make sure that I can actually get them shipped to people, to get those out. But yeah, there may be some more of them coming in the future, just to clear out the diamond paintings that we have and we don't have the space for from unboxings. And we will continue to do some giveaways, all mixed in with that, and it'll just be a mixture. So you'll have a chance to win, you'll have a chance to buy. I just can't tell you when for those. Right, let me get these ones back in their pots. I need to scroll on the comments as well. Tracy has asked, where did you buy your clips that you've got on your easel? If it's, I can't remember which ones I used on the 13th of December. If it's these big, huge ones that I've got on today, these big things, then they are from DIY Choose. If it's the smaller ones that you were asking about, these ones, they were from AliExpress. I'm pretty sure. One of them might have been from a scrapbooking shop, but I'm pretty sure the other one was just bought from AliExpress. I think you can get them in the likes of Paper Chase and stuff as well, if I remember rightly. Tammy said she loves these kind of videos, these Advent videos, and she said she got her stuff in the post today. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Debbie says, I'm a bit confused on what is the difference between diamonds and rhinestones. She said most of the paintings she has got said rhinestones on the site, but where on the site that she gets them from, but when I've shown on video today, it looks different. So these are the diamonds. So these are sort of a solid colour all the way through. The rhinestones tend to be like a coloured glass, basically. They're a coloured glass, still in the shape of a diamond. Let me see. Let me pull some of my Advent ones. I mean, these are square ones. Most of the rhinestones... Oh, hang on. Focus. Most of the rhinestones come in round, but these are some square ones. So it tends to be... So this is a purple coloured glass, and they tend to pretty much always have a silver back if they're rhinestone. And that's what stops you seeing what's underneath them, so the canvas. So these are purple ones. Rhinestones tend to be more glass. Diamonds tend to be more opaque. I hope that helps. I think some companies may still call them rhinestones. It may be a translation thing. Quite often words that are close to what they are, but not quite, tend to be used. So the company may well call it something slightly different, but I'd always say a rhinestone is glass with the silver back. That's my view anyway. So Seymour's, this was actually a comment on a Mr. Quacker's Whip and Waffle. Because it was on a Whip and Waffle, I thought we'll say it on here, just in case there are people that are interested. But Seymour's found that they could use Pattern Keeper on a Chromebook. So they bought one for her grandson when school went remote last year. So when all the kids were working remotely, because the school didn't have enough for all the students all at once. And she found earlier this year that Pattern Keeper works on Chromebook laptops because they run on Android, and she loves the 15-inch screen. Bonus for you! And now all the kids are back in school, so does that mean you get to keep it? Does that mean it's now yours? Okay, that section is dunded, and we have got to the end of comments from day 13, so that's good. So we'll have a few whip and chats after Christmas. I might try and fit in some longer ones, and get, you know, caught up on comments a little bit. But Zesty Wolf now has very nearly 2 full ears. Let me lift up the bottom and take that out now. It's just sat underneath so that I didn't end up rubbing the diamonds. But we've only got 2 days left. I've got 3 days of Advent though, haven't I? Because there's 25 in this one. But yeah, today's is done. Thank you all, as always, for your comments, questions, and just for being here and joining in or not, but for being here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you all again tomorrow.